Hey guys, HW, back in the city. The weather's miserable. I've been waiting for days to come out and film some sunny weather for you, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's grey, overcast. It's only going to get up to 23 degrees Celsius. The wind's from the south at 24 kilometres an hour. And you can see the grey skies behind me. So I did have some other things planned today, but the weather's not permitting, so you're just going to have to suffer with me. We'll get around the streets and do a few things. Got a few errands to run, so you can come with me, and hopefully the weather will improve. My worry at the moment is this sort of weather, where it's overcast every day. When I was a child, I had many summers like this in Australia, believe it or not, where it just stayed grey the whole summer. Before you knew it, you were back at school. So I hope for any of you that are coming out to Australia in the next couple of months that doesn't happen to you. I hope you get some sunny weather, but so far it's not looking good. You can see the banners there. They're starting to put up the Christmas decorations, and behind me in Martin Place, the Christmas tree's under construction. It's actually a quarter built, or maybe a third built at the moment. It's a big crane there, but I'm not going to show you that. I'll wait till it's complete when I do my Christmas walkthrough. Hopefully when the markets are here as well. So let's get going. The first thing we will do is we're walking past Valentino here, and this indicates that we're coming into King Street. This is where all the exclusive shops are in Sydney these days. So the first thing I want to do is head over to BIGW on the corner of Market Street and George Street. I'm going to try to find a couple of generic iPhone cables, because the new puppy has chewed through a couple, and I've got some official iPhone cables on the way that I've ordered through my telco with some loyalty points. But in the meantime, waiting for them to arrive, better have a couple of generic cables as well. So the little mutt's been busy chewing through everything. So we'll get down through the Pitt St Mall, make our way down Pitt Street itself, and then get over to BIGW. I haven't been to BIGW really much yet. I only ever remember it as Woolworths, but it's turned into a BIGW now, which is a way of saying it's just Woolworths turned into a department store. So what's happening in the Pitt St Mall? A few shoppers and members of the lunchtime crowd around. I was going to wear warmer clothes given the southerly wind, but I was worried that the sun might come out at some stage and warm things up. But I've made an error there. Probably should have worn something warmer. There's a dance crew over here. Not playing the music too loud, thank goodness. Don't want it to be too loud as I get past. And then there's Maya up there coming into view now. Let's keep talking through this part. Get through the shoppers. We were right on top of it and the music was really quiet. As we get further away, it gets louder. I don't know how that works.
Let's go back that way.
Maya's got their Christmas decos up. It's duty free shop across the road. It's got their Christmas tree up too. Quickly sneak across here. That old building there's been exposed. Said it before, I love those old photos that they put on building sites around Sydney. Look at that guy on his old motorbike there. Again, look at the miserable grey sky up there. But it's now or never. If I don't do a film, you won't get a look into Sydney this week. It's an Elvis song, isn't it? Now or never. That woman seemed to have a sixth sense. She kept on walking in front of the camera. Yeah, so as I said before about the weather, it's making me a bit miserable, the grey weather. I would like to see the sun come out. I think I've mentioned this before. If you come into Sydney, HW's favourite time is autumn. So autumn, fall for Sydney is the best, I reckon. Because summer's too hot. And as you can see from the past couple of weeks, spring's got annoying weather. It oscillates between miserable and pleasant quite regularly. Too much. you want to have the nice crisp blue skies and nice weather, I reckon autumn's the best. Here's BIGW. Let's see what they got. Lots of chocolates by the look of it. Only the electronics will be on this level. Lots of chippies. Idiot, I've gone the wrong way. I swore the escalator was on the other side. Now I've got to walk. It's not working. iPhone cables, where are you? Tech. That sounds right. Looks like I might be on the other side. Here we go. $15 for cables. Wow. Rip off. I found these ones, $9. That's more my style. Until the official ones arrive. Oh, successful mission. Couple of cables for $9 each. It's not too bad. These ladies down here perusing the bouquets of flowers available in BIGW. Is the exit? Alright, what are we going to do now? Walk down George Street, I suppose. Yeah, look, I did the jacaranda at the right time. Look, they're starting to lose their flowers. Look outside Town Hall. Most of the flowers are gone. There's Workshop Espresso. It's a good spot to take a takeaway if you're walking through the city. Mentioned that about 10,000 times before, but thought I'd do it again. Noticed over the last week, just around home, cars everywhere heading into the shopping centres. People trying to tick off their Christmas list early. Probably got holidays planned, or maybe just to avoid the crowds. There's definitely been a tick up in activity around the shops. Yeah, you go. Don't worry about the pedestrians. I'm going to have to go into QVB and water the horses. I'm dying. My morning coffee is starting to make its presence felt. Let's use the basement toilets. I like these ones because there's no doors, so you don't have to touch any handles or anything. I'm a bit of a germaphobe when it comes to things like that. Although I've gone the wrong way. Oh, successful mission.
Sorry.
Back at street level on George Street. Coming up on Market Street. I toyed with the idea today of switching back to the fisheye effect, fish going back to wide angle, but decided to stay with linear. Apparently it's more lifelike. I have my doubts. You can see that by these puddles here that we've had a bit of rain on and off this week. Truck's got to wait for the tram to go past, so we've got to suffer that alarm for a bit longer. Share the joy. What's that little monster got to do with Christmas? A few people in the bookstores in there, or Dimmicks bookstores. A few people in Dimmicks, I meant to say. I tell you what, if you gave me a book when I was a kid for Christmas, I'd belt you with it. When I was a brat, I just wanted toys and other material things. Had no interest in books. I only started to enjoy books when I was, later in my teenage years. And even then it was mostly non-fiction. It's like Louis Vuitton's got their Christmas decks up as well. But again, I'll save the Christmas decks for another vid closer to Christmas. They've put photos of the Darrell Lea's chocolate shop, what it used to look like. Funny how I just filmed that the other day and now there's billboards up showing what it used to look like.
Okay, great.
I'm going to give you the same look at that billboard. Hey, look at the crowd coming through the city. Look at all the cars. People are starting to rock into the city for their end of year functions, no doubt. A few early birds. Let's walk past Toby's estate while we're here and see how many people are in there quaffing down flat whites and lattes. There's a couple of people in there. Well, the sun is starting to come out a bit, so maybe I have been proven correct not to rug up too much. Oh yeah, look, the sun's up. It's a miracle. While we're here, we're going to have a look at these historical photos over here on this building site. Look at that. Martin Place. Back when it used to have cars in it. That scene wouldn't be out of place in historical photos of Chicago, would it? There's the GPO, how it looked in 1872 when it was under construction. McDowell's. I can see that McDowell's sign. A McDowell's sign there. That's what eventually became, what's the name of that department store? Walton's. I think that's what eventually became Walton's. Hope I'm right. It's a GPO again. Look at how pronounced the clock tower is in that photo.
I don't think there is a logical committee, so although.
Advertising loans on the side of the Commonwealth Bank in 1927. Aerial shot of Martin Place back in the day. What do we got here? Preparations for Queen Elizabeth's visit in 1954. That looks like Martin Place too. Look at that. Cars going through Martin Place. Only pedestrians these days. What we got over here? Martin Place 1931. Can't really get at these ones. There's a big bloody fence around it. Oh, I've never paid attention to that statue before. What's that? Let's go up and have a look at that. This is fairly recent. This is from Athens. Probably, yeah, the Mayor of Athens, a present to the Mayor of Sydney at the time, Frank Sartor, when we won the Olympics. I don't know what goddess that's supposed to be. Now I can satisfy my question from the other day is, what has this become? Is it still a sandwich shop? Nah, it's a bakery. So that's where the sandwich shop used to be. It's a bakery now. Oh, look at that. It's a blast from the past. They're starting to open up the little kiosks around the streets of Sydney again. Here's a florist that's opened up. I don't think I mentioned before, we're in Barrack Street. If you wanted to know where we were. Barrack Street's no cars as well. It's a pedestrian walkway. So he's running a tour over here.
Communicate the significance of a building like this is through all of the carving, which means all of the carving that you'll see today on the building is done on the
I wonder if they're free tours or paid tours. Almost turned around into Martin Place and gave you a glimpse of the yet to be completed Christmas tree that I quickly realised and flicked away. The idea now is I'm going to head to the Hunter Street entrance of the Martin Place station, and I want to try one of those coffees from that sneaker laundry, which is a shop that cleans your expensive sneakers. I walked past that in one of the previous vids. Yeah, let's keep going down George. I thought about sneaking into Angel Place just then, but changed my mind. Oh, Jimmy's Falafel's killing it again. And so is Bar Toddy. I can't get through these teeming masses. Sort of wish I had have walked through Angel Place now. At least the sun made a brief appearance. It's gone back behind the clouds now. Skip this building site on the corner of Hunter and George. As I go past these building sites, I hope that it's going to expose some really old advertising logo. But so far, the answer is no. But at least we can see those really old bricks there. You might have to pinch in on your screen to zoom in. This is a question for Dave, because I know he has access to some pretty good records. Dave, what's this building here, man? It's a beautiful old building. Can you tell us what it is? Just above the Hunter Street connection. Can't see any year marker on it. Get a crack at the Radisson while we're here. Love the curve on that building. Probably can't see in the film, but walking up Hunter Street here, it's quite steep. Oh, the sun's come back out. But it's too late to start what I originally had planned. So we'll just have to go with what we got. Let's get up into the Martin Place station and sample one of these sneaker laundry nectars. You can't go down that way, ladies. You've got to walk this way. Oh, look, there's the industry beans over there. Looks like they might be learning their trade rather than selling at the moment. Looks like a whole bunch of baristas in there learning how to pull a coffee. Wow, look at this queue down here. They're queuing up for Dutch smug. Oh no, Brooklyn Bridge Deli. Let's walk past them, and spy on them. So these are supposed to be whiz-bang sandwiches from Brooklyn Deli. Look at the punters. Just having a quick squeeze at the menu. Reasonable prices too. A lot of the sandwiches are around the tenner mark and cheaper. Just like last time, the barber's only got one patron in there, one punter. Gonna have a bit of a beard trim by the looks of it. Alright, let's get into the sneaker laundry and get ourselves a flatty. Flatty takeaway. Are you ready for HW? Get your nectar ready. We'll wait for the skilled barista to make the flat white in the sneaker laundry. Hey, look, there's those triangle sushi wraps. It's supposed to be pretty good. $4.50. Oh, the flat white has been acquired. Test. Let's give it a crack. Tell you what, it's not bad. Do they have their own beans? It looks like they do. They've got sneaker laundry written on the bags there. But I got that good chocolatey taste that I like to have in a flat white. Bit of caramel as well. Yes, delicious. So I rate that. Next time I'm coming through here, I'll definitely grab one. And I'm going the wrong way. I want to go the other way. We'll try to find another bin. Still, the punters wait at Brooklyn Deli for their sandwiches. Poor old Dutch smuggler right next door. Doesn't have as many patrons. I'd say the price is getting the punters into the deli. Here we go. Sushi bar's got a few people in. So make our way back up to the surface on Hunter Street. I'll have a little bit of a squeeze around there, and then I'll say goodbye to you, because then I've got to get around and get a few shots with my phone. I'll tell you what, that coffee's heated me up as well. Starting to feel a few beads of sweat on my forehead. Let's get up the stairs here and point towards Chifley Square. Well, we get a gap here for HW to sneak across. Doesn't look like it. So I might end the video here today. Looking up at the Sofitel Sydney Wentworth, which I used to just know as the Wentworth Hotel in Sydney. Very famous hotel. I think I read in the paper during the week it's going to undergo a bit of a revamp. They're going to do a bit of work to bring it into the modern era. And I've mentioned this in previous vids, but that's the hotel that the moon astronauts, or the astronauts that landed on the moon, that's where they stayed when they were on their world tour after making the moon landing. So they were all in there. Lance Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and Collins. I remember his name this time. Collins was the one that stayed on the orbiting ship around the moon. He didn't go down onto the moon itself. So there it is, the Sofitel Sydney Wentworth. Also the hotel where Prince Charles had his famous dance with Princess Diana back in the day. In the ballroom underneath. But I'm not going to go in there today. So yeah. As we look at these palm trees outside Chifley Square, I'll say goodbye to you. I'll see you in the next vid. But that's your look into old Sydney town this week anyway. I fibbed to you. I've come into the foyer of the Wentworth Hotel. Let's sneak past and have a look at a few of the bars and restaurants in here. Like an automatic check-in system rather than the concierge. Oh, there's a bit of a concierge, or I might call him like the head of the footman. Let's sneak down here. A hair salon up there. Now the video is definitely over